What's up, everybody? It is your boy Dwight, aka Tyree, aka the host of your favorite YouTube show, Let's Chat About It. I am here today to talk about a few things. There's been a few things going on this week. We had The Breakfast Club and Keyshia versus Nicki Minaj. We have Lil Durk drama. You know, he had his Apple Watch in jail and he got caught with it. We also have Kevin McCall and Chris Brown beef re-brewing up. Is that a word? But it's re-brewing up. We're going to pretend it's a word if it's not. And we also have to talk about the government. The government has been shut down all month. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but this could affect all of us. But yes, we're going to get into all these things. And guess what, y'all? I have a song of the week for you guys. And before I even get started, I want to say shout out to D'Angelo. Rest in peace, D'Angelo, actually. You know, D'Angelo was a dope artist. I always liked D'Angelo because of his unique style, his unique music, his unique sound. He was such an innovator. He is hair goals and body goals for me. And that's how I'm trying to be as I get older. But yes, shout out to D'Angelo. You know, I didn't even know D'Angelo was sick, to be honest. I don't know if anybody else knew or if he kept it private. I think he kept it private. He had pancreatic cancer, and, you know, he's been suffering with it for a while, and, you know, unfortunately he did pass away. I believe it was last week, and, you know, my condolences to his family. And I just want to say that his music and his life and his music is always going to be like a staple. In black culture, in black music, in neo soul, D'Angelo's always gonna be that dude. Like, my job plays Brown Sugar and Lady on our playlist every day, even before he died. So, and you know, there's people there that don't all look like us. So it's nice to see that, you know, he has such a strong staple in history and a stamp in the music industry and in his life and in his career. Yes, you guys, we do have more Nicki Minaj drama. Nicki Minaj has been in drama for like a little while now, for like about over a month. She's been in it like damn near every day. So recently Nicki Minaj has been a little bit on the not really coming at nobody, but there was an interview with Keyshia in The Breakfast Club. Nicki Minaj's main target lately been Jay-Z, but after this interview, she has some calling out to do. So, first things first, I would like to say Keyshia came to The Breakfast Club with her man, Gucci Mane, and she did talk about a few things. One of the things that stood out is that she did speak about schizophrenia. She is doing her mental health classes or something like that. I did see on her page that she was talking about doing some kind of mental health courses or classes where you could call a number, not classes, but I think it's like a hotline to call her that she's paying people for. But I'm not too sure about that. That's alleged, but I don't know if that's true, why she's doing that, if she doesn't have a license for that. But I don't know 100% that's true, but I think it is. Confirmed that Gucci Mane does have schizophrenia, so she's talking about, you know, working with him in their relationship since then. She also calls out that she thinks that a lot of rappers did not pay homage to Gucci, people that he helped out in the industry, and a lot of people did not take that well. I did see a lot of people on X, formerly known as Twitter, but I still call it Twitter. People were saying this and that about it. I don't think she was just specifically talking about Nicki Minaj. I feel like she was talking about a few other rappers in general that didn't pay homage to him. I believe Charlamagne was like, he felt like Gucci gets the credit, but I did see DJ Envy mention Nicki Minaj's name, so I was like, oh boy, you mentioned Nicki Minaj. Like, you know Candyman, when you look in the mirror and say Candyman. I was like 5 times you say Candyman, and then he pop up, Nicki Minaj's name, you say her name one time. These 2025, she coming for you. I don't know. Before it probably took 5 times. Now, lately it take 1 time. And you even gotta say Minaj. Like, damn, I'm talking about Nikki Parker. She don't care. She don't care. So, you know, they did say that, and they did say, I do think they threw a little shade towards Nicki, I'm not calling out, because I'm not talking about Keyshia, I'm talking about, I believe Charlamagne and Envy, because they said something like to her, like, or Gucci Mane, they said, do you ever like give advice to certain celebrities that might have schizophrenia? And if you guys know, during the Cardi B and Nicki beef, Cardi B accused Nicki Minaj of having schizophrenia. So I feel like they was trying to throw a little hint towards Nicki right there. I don't think they should have said that because it's like, come on now, y'all know Nicki Minaj is gonna come for y'all, and you should have said allegedly. Rule number one, if it wasn't confirmed, because I don't know if she gonna sue, because you know Drake like to sue people, who by the way lost his lawsuit to Kendrick Lamar. But yeah, I don't know, Young Money be suing, so I don't know if they should have said that. But moving on, she did come at them, and she did make a post. When I say she, I'm referring to Nicki Minaj. Let me read what she said. I'm not going to read the whole thing because Nicki Minaj be typing a lot. Honestly, I'm going to say this real quick. I feel like if Nicki Minaj, with some of the views she has, I feel like a lot of us will understand more if she spoke about it in a different format. You know what I'm saying? She's saying that Jay-Z owes her money, right? I'm just going to say this briefly because I don't want to lose track of what I was talking about with the Keyshia Kayor thing. She's saying that Jay-Z owes her money. If she sat down and maybe sat in front of a camera or like had an interview or something like that and explained and articulated what was going on, I feel like a lot of us would have understood her more. But when she does a Twitter thing and going along rant and speaks in code and all this stuff and you're not really understanding what she's talking about and she's going on for like 6 days, it's like, you know, so now the general population are assuming that she's on coke and that she's schizophrenic, all this stuff. But I feel like if she went about things differently, she wouldn't have had that result. But this is what she said. Gucci's wife has been trying to be me for years, been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. Gucci hates Deborah. Referring to Deborah is Waka Flocka's mom. She helped Nicki Minaj in her early years of her career when she moved out to Atlanta, helped her get in the game, and connected her with different people. They don't want Deb around me. She's around me now. Charlamagne the fraud, and she put in parentheses, Jay-Z's friend and business associate, is using iHeartRadio for these disgusting ploys against innocent families. He was around Wendy before her life went to hell. Ooh. The buck stopped here, baby. Bookmark this tweet. I screenshot it. Y'all ready? Y'all really don't understand who I am. Bring it. Let's play. Y'all want attention? Let's do it. LAPD. Where's the evidence of my home being swatted with a toddler inside 4 times? Republic Records. Stand for me. Any day now. You'll regret it. Okay. This is what I mean. Like, she said some things in there that was like, what? That was like, okay, you could bring awareness to that. But the way she writing it, that's like, because I don't know why she said, you'll regret it. Maybe it's the way I'm reading it. But that's how I imagine her typing it. But when she's talking about her house being swatted with her child inside 4 times, she could have brought awareness to that in a different way. That people would have been like, yeah, what's going on? Why is your house being swatted? Things of that. So basically, it seems like in a way she says stuff, but she didn't in a way. She's saying that, okay, that she's accusing Keyshia of keeping Gucci sedated, like as if he's not schizophrenic. So is she saying that she's doing this on purpose to like take over? I don't know what she's trying to say with that, but she's saying that she's keeping him sedated. Like it sounds like she's trying to accuse Keyshia of doing this to him on purpose, like as if he's not schizophrenic, but she's like plotting against him or doing something shady. And then she says Charlamagne the fraud. So yeah, she calls him out for using iHeartRadios against families. I'm not too sure about what she meant by that, but that's what I mean. Get into detail. How did he use iHeartRadio against innocent families? He was around Wendy before her life went to hell. He was around her before her life went to hell, but it wasn't right before. Like he wasn't around her like that. Within the last 10 years. He was around her 20 years ago, but 10 years ago he wasn't really around her like that because they had a while where they had beef. But it seems like she's just calling them out because she feels the way that they said her name. And in a way, I'm like, the Breakfast Club know what they're doing. They partially know that Nicki Minaj is going to reply if they say her name. And they know that that's going to bring what we doing now, talking about it. That's, you know, it's going to bring views. But at the same time, Nicki Minaj, girl, stop responding to everything. You've responded to enough. You don't need to reply to nothing until your album drop. How about that? Like, because you don't want to get to the point where people are like, so much like, you arguing with everybody, they only want to listen to that new album. I'm gonna still listen. But some people might not want to listen to it. I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. You're turning me off. So let's just get in the booth. And as for the Jay-Z stuff, I feel like she needs to go to court or like just really sit down and just really explain it without Twitter stuff. Let's leave Cardi B alone. Diss on your music if you want to diss these rap girls and just call it a day. Like, I just feel like the whole Twitter thing is kind of throwing people off. But she did announce that she's going to be on Twitter Spaces or Station Head tonight. But by the time this comes out, I'm sure there'll be clips and stuff of what she's saying. Anyways, let's get away from Nicki Minaj for a little bit because I'm sure I'm going to be talking about her the next few episodes because she is being messy as hell this year. Moving right along, let's get on to the ghetto shit. So we have Lil Durk, who was caught with an Apple Watch. So if you guys don't know, Lil Durk is in jail, and he was caught with an Apple Watch in jail. And guess what? In jail, you're not supposed to have no Apple Watch. First of all, I don't know how he got the Apple Watch. I always wonder these things about jail because I don't want to go to jail, but sometimes I see people with like cell phones and stuff making TikToks, and y'all be making jail look like summer camp. It's just like a dirty summer camp where you gotta wear the same nasty outfit and them flip-flops. But y'all be looking like y'all in summer camp, y'all having a good time. And I don't like that because I don't want to go to jail, but when I see y'all do that, it makes me not second guess things that could make me go to jail. Like, you know, I just go to summer camp for 3 years and come back. But nah, I'm just joking. Let's not say that would happen. But yeah, Lil Durk was caught with the phone, Apple Watch, and there was an allegation stating that there was something going on where he tried to get revenge on O Block members. O Block members is like a gang, I believe, in Chicago. I'm from New York, so I don't really know too much about O Block and that stuff. But if you're from Chicago and you're watching this, please inform me because I'm interested in knowing about it. Not that I want to join, but I'm just nosy. But yeah, O Block, he wanted to get King Von's lick back. So if you guys don't know, King Von died on November 6th, which is actually my birthday. But anyways, he died November 6th. I believe it was 3 or 4 years ago. Was it 2020?
It was 2020.
So this is allegedly what happened. I'm going to get more information. I may bring it back up next episode. Because I want to get, I like court cases and stuff. So I want to get more into Lil Durk and like how many years he may be facing and all this stuff. I didn't get a chance to really get into detail, and I don't want to lie to you guys because I'm always accurate. So I want to get more into that, and we'll probably talk about that more next episode about Lil Durk and his drama and like. But yes, he's in jail, and yeah, he was caught using the Apple Watch. So I don't know. I wonder if does that add time? Like, what's gonna happen? Okay, he had an Apple Watch. What happens now? Do you think that Apple Watches should be allowed in jail? Like, what if you just like stole something and you just in jail for like a year? Like, you can have an Apple Watch maybe from like 12 to 5 p.m. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about the government. The government is being shut down, y'all. It is shut down, not being. The government has been shut down all month. It's been over 3 weeks that the government has been shut down, and this is the longest that the government has been shut down in history. So a lot of people are saying different things. Like I was watching something on CNN, and they were saying that 60% of Americans right now cannot afford basic needs of living. 60%. So more than half of Americans are struggling right now, which is crazy. Only 40% are living comfortably. So out of the 60%, 40% are living comfortably, and then even less are meeting above their needs, because some are probably meeting their needs, like just enough. Like you just making it to the next check or whatever, you just enough. And then even less are like well over. So that's crazy to me. And the government shutting down affects a lot of things, like people that get WIC and things of that nature, and food stamps and stuff like that affects all those things. People with WIC, a lot of them are, not going to be able to feed their kids. So, I don't know what's going to go on. And let's not forget the federal workers who aren't getting paid. So this affects a lot of people, and it may affect you, and you may not even know it. So I think this is crazy. A lot of people are upset with Donald Trump. They say he wasn't spending the money properly and things of this nature because they're saying that they're running out of money for WIC. and things of that nature. Which sometimes kind of makes me wonder, like, you're the government, you running out of money, you can't make no more? Who gonna tell? I'm not gonna tell that you went and made some more money. Like, where's the money machine at? Go to the money machine and make some more. Y'all the government. If you the government, who's in charge of, like, the government can't be like, yo, we gonna keep this on the low, we running out of money, but we gonna get some more. This benefit, or we gonna go print some more money out. But I don't know where this is gonna lead us to. I don't know how long this is gonna be. But these are one of the things when Donald Trump became president that gave me anxiety, because I knew that things were gonna change in America, and like things were gonna happen that would affect me and you and our families and our friends and things of that nature. So this is why I was just like, you know, when that whole election happened, I was just overwhelmed. But this is why y'all gotta vote. This is why y'all gotta like educate yourselves. So I know there's a lot of black people that want to defend Trump because they got those stanky ass $1,200 during the pandemic, and that was not Trump. Because if he wasn't president, you still got your little funky $1,200. So yeah, you guys need to look at that, especially as black and brown people, because a lot of the things that he's doing and a lot of policies that he's making are affecting us, like the Board of Education and things of that nature. So you got to make sure you look at things up. You know, he is a little funny. I'm not no hater. Donald Trump is definitely funny. He definitely has stuff, and I'll be mad as hell punching the air that he made me chuckle. He is funny. However, is he suitable to be the president? No. Is he racist? Absolutely yes. Allegedly, because I don't want him suing me. Maybe allegedly. But yeah, y'all know I like to say allegedly. But anyways, speaking about things shutting down and going down, Brandy almost fainted down at her concert, allegedly. Allegedly, Brandy almost fainted. Nah, I like Brandy. I don't know why I'm laughing at you. The reason why I'm laughing, not because she allegedly almost fainted. I'm laughing because she said that she almost fainted, but then I saw a full clip of the video. The first clip, okay, let me verify. So, you know, Brandy and Monica are on tour right now, right? I'm speaking all over. Brandy and Monica are on tour. They've been on tour for a while. Kelly Rowland has been there for some dates as a special guest. Not an opener, a special guest. I tried to play before with her name when she first announced it. And a lot of people are saying that she's performing better than everybody. I didn't say it, but a lot of people are really... I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's my news feed, but I've been seeing more clips of Kelly than anyone, than Brandy or Monica. But it might be my news feed, because that would make sense. But I do like everybody there. But moving on. They are on tour, and then Brandy, you know, she was performing, and she walked off stage. And a lot of people were upset. They was like, why is she walking off stage? She didn't perform The Boy's Mind. It was the last 20 minutes of the show when she walked off. So a lot of people were upset. They said she didn't perform The Boy's Mind. They want their money back. And I'm like, okay, you got Kelly, Monica, and most of Brandy, and you want your money back. I understand if you're frustrated and upset, but you still got a show. I understand because you're like, you know, this is The Boy's Mind tour. How do you not perform The Boy's Mind? I'm not going to lie, I would have been saying the same thing. But I don't think you need your money back, though, because you still got a show. However, Brandy did make a post, and she basically was saying that she felt ill and she wasn't feeling well. Right, so she said, I'm just going to read like a small quote of what she said. I'm not going to get all into it, but she said, after weeks of nonstop rehearsals last night, I experienced dehydrations and feelings of wanting to fade. Everyone involved agreed that prioritizing my well-being was of the utmost importance. Alright. So, and then she wrote a lot more. Of course, we're going to let you guys watch that and read that. But I believed her until I saw that full video. So in the full video, I'm not going to say Brandy's lying, but I think it's alleged right now that she fainted or almost wanted to faint. Because she went backstage, baby, 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 and she's singing, and then it's like something was off with the sound, I believe. She went backstage and she was like with the sound crew. And she was like trying to figure out what's going on. So maybe she felt like she was going to faint after, maybe she stumbled after the video stopped, but I don't know, Brandy. And Brandy is from the 90s. She got popular in the 90s, and them 90s people and back are media trained. If you're from 2000 and back, you media trained. Most people from like 20 years ago, really 20 years ago and back, are media trained. So you know how like Cardi B, for example, hell, even Nicki Minaj, when she been talking, she should be media trained too, but she probably don't care no more. But people like Cardi B and stuff like that, how they go online and they say what they want to say, and like they could be blunt and stuff like that. If this was 1999, she couldn't do that. Like, not at least, well, obviously it would be no Twitter and stuff, but you couldn't be as blunt and stuff with certain things. So I feel like she probably, that was like a media trained response, like, oh yeah, you know, I wasn't feeling too well. When in reality, she probably went back there and cursed them out in the sound booth or sound crew or whatever. Or maybe, I think, or it's either that or it's two things true at once. I don't think it was just, I don't feel well. I think it was something with the sound that was pissing her off. So it could be two things true at once because she was laid up. She was laid up. Like, I'm like, is it cold in there? She had on her suit jacket, her like a little other jacket. Then she had the button up, the tie. She was laid up. Even in other clips, like throughout the tour, she been layered up. And you know when you're on stage performing, you dancing, you singing, the lights, it's like you're hotter than everyone else probably is that's not on stage. So. I do hope that Brandy gets her rest. In all honesty, if she wasn't feeling well, I hope she feels better throughout the tour. You know, Brandy's been doing this thing 14, 15 years old, and like she's in her late 40s now. So it's been a while. It's been over 30 years for her. So I would understand if she's tired and stuff of that nature. I do believe that's possible. But the only reason why I was questioning it is because in that video, she was backstage and she didn't look like she was about to pass out or anything. But, you know, I do hope that she does get better. I'm still thinking about going to that tour too because I like what I'm seeing so far outside of her walking off. But like I said, if she wasn't feeling well, that's a good excuse because your health comes first. But yes, speaking of health, Kevin and McCall's health has not been coming first. Kevin McCall and Chris Brown are going back at it like I told y'all guys in the intro. They are going back at it. They had a beef a while back. For you guys that don't know, because he hasn't been relevant in a minute, Kevin McCall did a couple of songs with Chris Brown. The first two songs I could think about is Strip, which I really like that song, and No BS by Chris Brown. And Kevin McCall has, Kevin McCall did both of those songs. Oh, and Deuces. I'm not gonna lie, he bodied Deuces. He tore Tiger up in that song. He had the best verse. Deuces, he had the best verse. I ain't gonna lie. But he did say he didn't receive his money on a lot of the songs that he did with Chris Brown. So he feels like he's owed by Chris Brown. He did mention, you know, Chris Brown just went on this tour. Chris Brown made a lot of money and broke records on this tour. So it was evident that Kevin McCall felt the way that he feels like, you know, Chris Brown made a lot of money, and allegedly he said that he did not receive money from certain songs that he helped Chris Brown with. So I understand that because if I didn't get my money and I helped you with a song, I would be mad. But at the same time, Kevin McCall and them had a nasty argument and on Twitter, and I don't remember what it was about. But if you I don't really care. But at the same time, it's like if I owe you money and you help me with something, I'm gonna give you that money, but we just ain't gonna be cool. But I don't know. Chris Brown has not said yes or no about him paying Kim and not receiving. And Kevin McCall claims being true or not. But Kevin McCall was on this podcast, and then he said that he's on EBT. I do think it's time for Kevin McCall to see if he could get on Bad Boys or something. You walking around fighting people, you might as well get on Zeus and get a check to do it if you on EBT. He allegedly made comments about Chris Brown's daughter as well, not recently, but in the past, which I think is why Chris Brown probably isn't messing with him anymore. He said Chris Brown and his seed would be in a casket if he had anything to do with me being shot. Stop playing with rumors, or I can't promise Chris Brown will make it to 29. I kept him alive for 7 years now in LA. Don't take the humbleness you see in me as a weakness. So I don't know who he was responding to or anything like that, because this is a super old tweet from when they were beefing years ago. But I did notice that he said that Chris Brown and his child would be in a casket if they did X, Y, and Z. So regardless if he really meant like that in a harmful way, you still brought up my child in a casket and you doing it in the same sentence. So I'm not messing with you. Like, don't play with me. So I'm not even mad at Chris Brown for that, to be honest. I wouldn't mess with him either. But Yeah, it's clear that he's upset about it. He didn't make his money. He said that Chris Brown owes him money. He also feels like he should have been a part of the Breezy Bowl tour. But like I said, if I don't mess with you, people need to realize that if somebody and you and somebody has an issue, and you're accomplishing something in life and they feel like they should be a part of it, you shouldn't feel like that. Like that person should not feel like they need to be a part of anything that you're doing if you're not on good terms. Like if the person wants to be nice enough and reach out to you regardless, then that's cool. But you can't feel like I'm obligated to be a part of this tour. I don't mess with you. We not cool, so I don't have to put you on this tour because I probably don't want to see your face. So that's okay. But if he wants to be the bigger person and invite him to the tour, that would have been nice. But he's not obligated to do that. So you sitting on podcast crying, looking stupid to me. But yeah, he literally started crying, y'all, tears and everything, like, and everything. Like, I was just like, yo. And then he started saying he wanted to, unalive himself and all this stuff, but he said he not going to do it because he's too sexy. So I guess if he wasn't confident in his looks, he would have been out of here. But I guess looking in the mirror keeps him alive every day. But I honestly, on a serious note, think that Kevin McCall needs to go to therapy. I do think he needs help because I feel like that whole interview with the cry for help, I feel like if you have a family member to him and you watch that and didn't think you need to reach out to him, then that's a problem. He even talked about not seeing his child for 10 years and all this stuff. So he's going through it. He has a lot of mental health issues. And Chris Brown likes to put his hands on people. So they were not going to mix on no tour. You over here like all this crying. Nah, I don't think they need to be around each other, honestly. I feel like all that energy Chris Brown going, they're going to be fighting. They are going to be fighting. But yes, what do you guys think? Do you think Chris Brown was wrong? Do you think Chris Brown should have been like, a bigger person and be like, hello, young man, you can come to this tour? Or should you agree with Chris Brown, like, screw you? Like, you brought up my child in that tweet, and I don't really care for you. Like you don't have to invite him. Or you indifferent, like, it is what it is. I'm kind of indifferent / Chris Brown side. Like, it is what it is, and at the same time, he don't gotta invite you to nothing if he don't like you, and especially if you're bringing up his child. But moving on, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I feel like I talked enough to you guys. There's a lot to get into. We covered Nicki versus Keyshia K'Or, Lil Durk Apple Watch. We got into Brandy and Monica Tour, Kevin McCall versus Chris Brown. So now I'm gonna give you guys a song of the week. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I want to shout out D'Angelo. So my song of the week for you guys is Doesn't Even Matter by Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo. I was listening to that song a lot this week, so I'm going to make that the song of the week for the rest of the week. And if you never heard that song, definitely check it out. It's an old school song from Lauryn Hill's one and only solo album. So make sure y'all check that out. And yeah, let me know you guys' opinions on today's episode. Let me know how you guys felt about the things we discussed. Do you feel like Nicki Minaj was wrong for calling out Keyshia? Do you feel like The Breakfast Club was wrong for diagnosing her? Dr. Charlemagne diagnosing her with schizophrenia? Do you feel like Kevin McCall and Chris Brown should have been on tour together? And do you feel like this government shutdown is not going to end anytime soon? Or, you know what I mean? Like, the government gets unshut down. Is the government going to reopen? You know what I mean. Whatever. Is the government going to be back in action? I don't know. Is the government going to clock back in? I don't know. You know what I mean? Is the government going to come back this year? Or do you think it's going to be longer? Are we going to make it to like a month with the government shutdown? Are we going to make 30 days? We're over 20 days right now. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. It's all going to be on the screen or below or wherever. Just make sure you find it. All right, bye.